Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's a Wailord coming at you guys with a brand new deck profile featuring Silver Tempest cards. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. We're gonna be looking at freaking Wailord today. So this card from Silver Tempest is actually one that I neglected to mention in my emerging decks video, and I feel bad about that because it's actually one of the better regular cards, but I just forgot about it. So it's a stage 1 with 200 HP. This is the kind of HP that most stage 2 Pokemon should have as standard, but unfortunately, only Wailord gets this sort of treatment. So in their mind, the creators, they think this guy gets the special treatment because it's Wailord. But honestly, it should be the standard. Nevertheless, though, because he does have that 200 HP, it makes him the biggest regular Pokemon you can get out, basically. Just a stage 1, 200 HP. And with the jumbo-sized ability that it has, blocking an additional 30 from all attacks, it makes him kind of a tank. So regular Pokemon that's going to possibly take a hit, that's pretty good. So the special wave attack is four energies, three of which need to be water. It does 120, but if you have a special energy on, it does 120 more, so 240 for 4. So another respectable thing about this guy, usually most Wailord cards, because they do give it such high HP, they give it bad attacks, very difficult to use attacks, and bad drawbacks, a lot of energies, minor damage, but this is actually not too bad. So obviously the partner for this guy is going to be the Frosmoth. Got this nice looking one here from Astro Radiance, I think, is the trainer gallery, alternate art once, but of course this card, it came out in the first Sword and Shield set with Ice Dance. It's another stage 1 Pokemon. You can put as many water energies from your hand to your benched water Pokemon, and obviously this guy's going to get powered up very easily. So this is what the deck is going to be about. I mean, possibly the strongest Pokemon you can use with Frosmoth right now is probably the Kyurem VMAX. I don't have those, but this is the regular Pokemon, I guess, rogue option. But I mean, this guy is going to be pretty good. 230, take a hit, attack twice. We have a bunch of other cards that are going to help him tank. He's going to be kind of scary, and honestly, it's a much better regular deck than Claydol Stonejourner, and maybe even some of the other options like Delphox. Okay, so we're going to do 3 because I only have 3, and then I threw in I think this is from Vivid Voltage, I believe, but another Wailord, stage 1. This one is 200 HP. It doesn't have the sort of tanking ability. It has Water Veil. When you attach an energy, you're going to get rid of all special conditions. It hardly matters, but it's another attacker, I guess. Another stage 1. And Hydro Pump, it's weaker. It's going to do 170 basically for 4 water energies. That's what you're going to have. But it can get even stronger. We're probably not going to go ahead and do that. Maybe if we can score a 1-hit KO. But for the most part, this guy, he's going to be getting 2-hit KOs. Now, you can definitely try if you want to, slap a choice belt on him, and maybe with a little bit of support, like a Zigzagoon, a Galarian Zigzagoon, or the Frogs, you can try to aim to do 280. I mean, with the choice belt, it does 270, and that's enough to get some 1-hit KOs. But the main V-stars that you want to kill, like Arceus and others, they have 280, and that's not going to kill them. Instead of just trying to do everything that I can to get 1-hit KOs where you're not going to be able to, I focus this guy more on tanking. You guys are going to see. But anyway, it's going to be a 4 and 4 Wailmer Wailord line. I use the Wailmer from Vivid Voltage. It has 100 HP. The other one has 110 from Silver Tempest, but this guy has a better attack. You can actually, like, if you're really desperate and you can't see the stage 1, you can still put some pressure with this guy if you have him with Frosmoth. It does 70 damage if you have 3 water energies, and it can get even stronger than that. So that's definitely some help to soften up your foes. And then Wailmer attacks, and then the Wailord comes out, and then you can finish them off. So as a basic Pokemon, you can't really ask for much better. 100 HP, you know that they're not going to be able to easily kill him with spread and stuff too, which is good. And everything else is basically support. We have to use a lot of space. At the end of the day, these are stage 1 lines. We do 4 and 3 of the Frosmoth line. I choose the Snom from the first set. I know there's the other one that can let you get basic Pokemon, but it has a double retreat, which I dislike that a lot. I'd rather this guy have one retreat, and then you can maybe manually retreat it out of the way with water energy. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk English today. Anyway, so that's the whole point. You don't have that many options. This one is the better one of the two, I think, because of the retreat. And then, of course, the Frosmoth Ice Dance. 3 of these should be consistent enough. We have plenty of ways to search it out as well. It's a stage 1 with 90 HP, which normally would be bad, but I guess in our case, since there's level ball in the format, it means that you can easily dig it out with that. So that's good. Aurora Beam is shit, but you never know. Maybe you use it. And then everybody else is just water Pokemon support. I've got the 1 mana fee for bench protection. Might as well have it in this deck. We do run a few small guys like Frosmoth. I usually have it anyway. And the Radiant Greninja. So this guy gives us a dual purpose in the sense that we can use his effect to discard energies and draw cards, which you don't necessarily want to do in this deck, but because we don't have Crobat and other speed options, sometimes you're going to want to do this and it's going to save you. We have energy recovery cards anyway, but at the end of the day, you do want your energies to attack, of course. It's not like you dump them for combos in this deck. But he obviously can help us draw cards. It's just a basic Pokemon. But he also has a function as an attacker in this deck. Moonlight Shuriken. It's a double snipe, 90 for 2 Pokemon. You never know, that can help you set up some KOs once again. Finish off some V-Star Pokemon that decided to flee. It's some good shit. I mean, other decks do use him. Since we have the Water Energy Acceleration in this deck, might as well do the same. Pretty good card. Gives us a dual purpose here. So these are all the Pokemon, 17 Pokemon. And obviously, if you have like the 4th Wailord from Silver Tempest, you probably want to drop this and put the other one. But I mean, I guess this guy does have some uses in that if you don't have a special energy and you just have 4 water energies, he's going to do more damage than this one. But then you don't have the jumbo-sized ability too, which is quite important. Alright, now trainer cards, item cards, some standard stuff. I max out the level ball to search out all of our small Pokemon. You can't get Wailmer with this, but the fact that you can get all of the Snoms and Frosmoth just makes it worth it to max out. We can even get Manaphy too if we need so. So definitely max it out. I do only need 3 Quick Ball because we run Irina or Irida in this deck. Fuck, I can't fucking talk. But yeah, just 3 of these, and it should be good enough. I mean, get our basic Pokemon, and then Level Ball can get us the rest of the shit. Max out the incense. Oh, actually no, 3 incense because I can get the Frosmoths with Level Ball, as I explained. So just 3 to get the Wailords should be good enough. I mean, I did have them maxed out, but then I had to sort of soften them up, put them to 3 to put other things. You need space for some switching cards too and such. So building the deck, I was like, okay, all 4, but then I thought to myself, 3 is better. So 3 should be good enough. I mean, getting the Wailords, it's good enough. Alright, double Capacious Bucket. Obvious stuff is obvious. This card is going to let us grab 2 water energies from the deck, just like the old Professor's Letter that I love so much. So you must have this, in my opinion. Just give you that +1. And then for searching cards, I think that's about it. That's all our consistency options. It's all we got. In this deck, you must have some energy recovery of some sort. I do the trusty old energy retrieval. Nice secret rare here from Ancient Origins. Just grab 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile, put them into your hand. You don't have any costs like superior energy retrieval and any other nonsense. And we also have the Nessa as well as a supporter option. This is like a better fisherman in water decks because you can actually grab water Pokemon with this too. Everything goes into your hand It's a heavy-duty recovery card for water, and one copy, I think it's just 100% you gotta have it. It's too good as a tech in here. So as another recovery option, and that's about it. I mean, it's not like Wailord discards energy when it attacks, but maybe if we discard a few with Radiant Greninja, our Pokemon dies with a lot of energies, you want to get them back, it's going to do the job. Energy retrieval, it helps in this sort of a deck. Alright, now I got some switching outlets. Do double of the Herb Balloon. You're going to want to stick this on the Frosmoth so you can move around freely, promote it in the active position, and then retreat when you power up your Pokemon. It's quite an annoying condition having to put the energies on the benched water Pokemon only, and it does make this deck more difficult to use, but that's why the switching outlets are here. And I do the one scoop up net as well. This one, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I do not have switch in this deck. I only had the option for switch and then scoop up net, and I decided might as well do scoop up net. It's gonna act like a switch in a way in this deck because all of our Pokemon are regular, but in the chance that I do want to move like a Wailord out of the way, if he gets hit, a lot of damage, you scoop up net, you prevent them from using like a boss's orders later on, and this is nice. So it's gonna act like a healing card too. And I mean, we are gonna lose energies, but I mean, I decided to put this as opposed to switch. I mean, maybe I'll regret it in the end and I'll want to have switch because usually I do have switch in place of scoop up net. But because this guy does have large HP, he might actually take a hit from some attacks. It does make for a good combo, sort of negating your opponent's attack. So I decided to just use this instead of switch. Alright, and I think that's about all of the items. I wanted to include the Big Charm tool as well. The one that gives you 30 extra HP to make this guy even tankier. But there was no space. I mean, our tools are just going to be the Herb Balloons. But especially my reason for wanting to do this, it's obviously the combo with this guy's own ability. And then our stadium and the V-Guard energy. Our stadium of choice is going to be Lake Acuity from Diamond and Pearl. All Pokemon that have water or fighting energies take 20 less damage from attacks. So this gives this guy an additional buffer, additional defense. So all of a sudden now they got to do 250 damage to get a one-hit KO on this guy. And then if you factor in the V-Guard energy too, an additional 30 less damage. So they got to do like 280. That's as much to one-hit KO a V-Star Pokemon. So that's a lot of damage. It's really high damage that they got to do just to knock out a regular Pokemon. So between all of these cards, if I had the little charm as well that gives 30 HP, it would have helped. I would have rather have that instead of a choice belt, but there's not any space. So these tanking options hopefully are going to have to be enough. I mean, they're pretty good. This guy can't take a hit. Trust me, you'll see in the matches. So that's that. And then I do have the one Path to the Peak as well because it's too good not to run. Shut down all abilities from Rulebox Pokemon. And obviously when we use that, we're going to make sure we don't necessarily need to use Radiant Greninja. But it only affects one of our Pokemon, that's it. Right. I kind of touched on the V-Guard energy, but I mean, it is the only special energy I have in this deck. This and one Wash energy. I guess this is water and it's going to prevent effects of attacks too. So this basically, it's going to be our condition to meet this guy's special wave extra damage limitation. And I'm pretty sure I did the wash because yeah, I only have like 3 of these. But I mean, this is good as well, the wash energy. All right. Supporter cards. I think that's about it that's left. Some standard stuff. Boss's orders win you the game. Copycat. Good shuffle and draw. Mimic if your opponent has a big hand. Cynthia's ambition. If something does die, we're going to get some decent draw. Triple Professor Research. I'm more comfortable discarding stuff in this deck. That's how it's always been with these decks, so I'm more okay with it. That's why we do 3. I only do 1 Marnie, believe it or not. She doesn't give me a lot of cards, and in this deck, I want to dig for stuff. I'd rather just favor this Irida card instead of Marnie, which gives me a guaranteed water Pokemon, anything I like, and then an item card. So it's gonna act like a Pokemon Fetcher in the beginning because you can get a water Pokemon, you can get like a level ball. So it's like you grab 2 basic Pokemon. And then later on you can get your evolutions, you can get energy recovery cards, get a lot of shit. So it's good, I like it. Talked about Nessa, talked about everything. That's about it. I mean, the rest is just 8 basic energies to go with our special energies. You need a fair amount of water energies, obviously, to make use of Frosmoth. Now, the special energies, they are going to conflict a little bit. You probably don't want to see a bunch of these together because then you can't really utilize them with Frosmoth. You want one for the manual attachment, and then you want your water energies to put with Frosmoth. Okay? But, I mean, that's the sky's limitation, unfortunately. We gotta work with what we can. And this is Wailord, really nice Stage 1 Pokemon from Silver Tempest that I regret forgetting to talk about in my Dex video, Emergent Dex video. But we're going to do him justice and use him in the standard format and get some good games, hopefully. So, this is the deck profile, guys. I'll see you on the matches, as always. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Was I?